You had a toe stone collapse when you were working here, did you?
Oh, I took two of these rings out with a duck's dumper and pulled all this lot down on my head.
Up we go to the 40 level. Yeah, it's quite a way up.
It is, isn't it?
What are those?
These are sand tracks. One. Which is a 1 second delay.
1 second delayed.
The other side of it must go for another...
We're on the main drive again.
300 yards maybe? To the end
So
of
another
it.
300 yards to the next
intersection
with West Incline and
West
sub-levels.
Sub-levels, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look in here, there's some nice bits away.
And again, the state of this is getting worse and worse by the minute, literally. A lot of this toe stone, obviously, you can see is descaling from the limestone above there. All this
it is awful stuff to
toe
do.
stone.
You know what toe stone is, don't you?
Come on, tell us.
It's a form of
Volcanic.
it's like lava, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like volcanic mud, isn't it?
What
I was told it was like undeveloped limestone, but I don't think it is. It's like volcanic
what did
mud.
you as a miner thought about it?
Horrible, because you hit that with a drill and it'd stop it. Sit you on your backside. It was not nice. You see here, look how close these rings are set. Again, because of what's up there. But when you look what's up there, it's a solid roof, isn't it?
Yeah, above the limestone you have
It's decent.
above the toe stone. Yeah, I mean
decent.
you have solid limestone. Seems to be.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
This has come down since the last stage.
A lot of this comes down. A lot. Yeah, we used to walk this level, obviously, as when I used to explore it about 10 years ago. We used to walk all the way through without barely any of this collapse. And
This is recent. This is since I last came, all this has come down.
it's in a pretty precarious state.
But how the hell do you get through there? You can't get through.
I don't even know.
Can't see how anybody's been through there. This is recent. Really recent.
Yeah. A lot of it is hanging there. You had a toe stone collapse when you were working here, did you? You want to tell us about it?
I took two of these rings out.
Or you rather not remember?
No, I took two of these rings out with a duck's dumper and pulled all this lot down on my head. Buried the machine and shut mine for 2 days, but anyway, that's another story.
You want this to be on camera now?
I'm not bothered, I don't care. Shut the mine for 2 days and nearly lost my job. It wasn't for the fact that they bought these dumpers for the mine. The machines were a little bit too big for this mine because they were actually destined for the other mine.
Oh, the machine actually...
The dumper was, yeah.
The dumpers were a bit too big, so they've cut the ring on one of the edges, basically.
The dumpers, you'd literally got probably that either side of you. Manoeuvring space. They were tight. And these slabs on the floor, water runs underneath them. They rock like that. It rocked. It took two rings out and pulled all this lot, and I was covered in timber and boards and this stuff.
How did you get yourself out?
I just climbed out of the machine, but it was interesting. Have you seen this here?
Reborn. There's quite a lot of calcite there, isn't there? Some nice crystals.
dog tooth in there.
Yeah, some nice calcite crystals there. How terrible this stuff is. I can't imagine this coming over you and being buried by it. I can't think of anything worse. You know, Tom, you said there is quite a lot of lead, obviously, in this mine, is there? You can see quite a lot of the lead there in the actual toe stone. Did they process the lead back in them days? Was it of commercial use?
Oh yeah, of course it was.
So they were processing pretty much everything.
Everything that came out of here got processed, from the bright eaves to the lead.
So the varieties, the lead, even the limestone they used
The
it for
limestone
aggregates.
we used. Full of crystal, look. Absolutely loaded with it, look.
Yeah, you can see the bands of lead, the sort of darker seams there.
Look.
Yeah, quite crystallized as well. So the actual toadstone, some of it contained lead.
It does, yeah. Well, you
So
can see
was it sent off to the mills?
Probably, yeah. When they drove this, everything had gone through.
Everything would go through the mills, basically.
Somebody's been wrecking fuses again.
They used to come down this part of the mine when you were working here, Tom?
Never came down here because you couldn't get down.
You couldn't get down because this is the older part of
it is. This obviously. This obviously was worked while they'd still got tractors because of the size of the arches, and they obviously tipped lower down where the ore chute is. Obviously it was on rail as well. This is probably one of the older part of the land. I tell a lie, I've been down here once to fetch some tie bars off the 40-foot level, but yeah, that's another story. Quite an interesting one. This will worked here probably
60s, 70s?
Probably 70s or so.
Yeah.
I found a helmet up on the 40-foot level, and the date on that was 1980.
And this is the way to the 40-foot level and the 130, which we are going to be going. You say there was escape route here?
The escape route for this mine originally was from down in the sub-level. So you went down the adit to the end, you went round onto the sub-levels, and there was a ladderway that went up from there, and it came out. There's a television mast on top of the hill. There was a shaft from there, and it came out on top of the hill, and that was the escape shaft. And you used to have to do that once a year. But
so you did it, obviously.
Oh,
you
yeah,
went down
yeah,
the
yeah.
escape shaft. How many ladders? How long was it? The way up? About
I don't know.
150 foot, probably.
The rest.
And more.
Probably 300 foot, maybe. Probably
300 foot of ladders going up.
It was a long way. I can't remember offhand, but I know it was a long way. It weren't nice. And when they joined the two ends of the mine up, so it joined up to the other mine at the other end, that became the escape route. And I know you've been down that way because you can get into the old mine that way, down them ladderways.
Yeah.
From there.
So when they joined the two mines,
which is about 1990.
1990,
89,
yeah.
90.
1989, 1990.
That became the escape route, and they never really used the other one again.
That was the escape route.
It was interesting, to say the least. I honestly can't remember whether it was one continuous ladder or whether there were several ladders. It's such a long time since I've been, it's nearly 40 years ago.
Nearly 40 years.
So.
Yeah. And it's all landscape now. The top of the shaft, you can't get to it. You couldn't get via the sub levels because obviously they're all silted up.
Yeah.
Yes. We explored the sub levels many years back, 10 years ago, and you could get as far as sub level 3, going by a sub level 2, and sub level 2 was full of silt.
Yeah.
About like 4 foot close to the roof.
Well,
that's how bad it was.
That happened when the settling ponds at the top of the hill burst. It flooded the village, and it flooded this place.
Yeah.
Completely flooded it.
That was the silt from
the silt from the mine. So I reckon that silt that was in the charge in the pumping lodge on the walls could have been from that, because it was very heavily silted up. When you looked in the walls, it was really silted, weren't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So possibly, but I know it certainly flooded that bottom end of the mine completely.
Yeah.
Because there was 5 sub. I've been right down to sub 5. We salvaged all that lot, taking the rings out, taking these arches out the slits. When you get up onto the top level from there, you'll see how it worked, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Right, shall we carry on?
I'm looking forward to this.
Please. You drove your main drive.
So this is one of the slits, yeah?
This was one of the original slits. So you drove your main drive.
So
you drove in the stone. Well,
this was the main drive, yeah?
An earring. It's not even stone, is it? It's toadstone. And then they drove in So they're driven in there, and you drive through the stone to the back wall. When you hit stone again, and you go right through the ore then. So all that lot could be ore and God knows what else mixed in that. And then they long hold it. So they drill up then, and they drilled in like a fan, and forward and kept coming back. And then they charged it and blasted it down, and then mucked it out and took it out. So that, and probably the same with that one over there, was one of the original slits. And these are quite big as well. So I reckon this has been done by, it'll have been done by probably diesel loaders when they first had them. Because if you look at these and you look at the other mine on the other hillside, which was mined and taken out by rail, the slits are a lot smaller, aren't they? They're a lot narrower.
Yeah.
And probably upstairs, you'll see more upstairs when you go up there.
Yeah, yeah.
They look a bit narrower than that.
We're going to see the narrow slits, which indicates that they were from a much older period of the mine.
So we'll go and have a look, shall we?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's go and get wet. Muddy. When I get up, I'll take a photograph of you coming up.
Up we go to the 40 level. Saying, Tom?
That'll be on air pipe, that will fit, you know, for putting air, forcing air up into the levels.
So this was to force.
Yeah.
What is the actual name? This is leaf, is it?
It's like an extract. They either put air in, blew air in through a fan, or they extracted it through it. So, it's like an extraction hose, isn't it? Really, I think it's like a concertina.
And all the timbering station in between the timbering, and it goes up and up and up. Yeah, it's quite a way up.
It is, isn't it?
Well, 40 foot from the level that we came, the ground level. Yeah?
Yeah, this ladder must be about 20 foot long, I reckon.
Let's go up and come in.
Clear.
So we're in the 40 level, guys. What was this used for?
It would have been a trapdoor, wanted to
Just
go
a
over the top of
trapdoor.
there, I reckon.
Just a trapdoor to go over.
Well, you know, I don't know, looking at it. It's not a trapdoor, it's too big, it's too heavy. This is a staging. This is what, you know,
Oh yes.
it's a staging, isn't it? When you're
But why
I
has
don't know.
why has it in place here? In the way it has in place. Interesting. Yeah. No, it's not a trapdoor. It's too big to be a trapdoor. You're right.
Oh, too big.
Some sort of staging.
Yeah. This is one of the old slates that's running. So basically, when they mucked them out, they do it until it came in like this, or they couldn't get, you know, anything else out of it, and then rock and everything else would just fill it up.
So all this that's come down is this stuff that's been collapsing from the stove.
Yeah, from above, yeah.
So it's nothing that's been backfilled or anything.
No, it's not been backfilled. It's fallen, hasn't it?
It's fallen.
It
Look at
has.
the size of the drills, Tom. These are much bigger drills
Yeah,
than the one we have seen and the lower level.
Well,
how
that-
come?
That's a 2-inch hole, that. That'll have been done with the long hole rig, I bet you. I guess. Do they go far?
They go up very far. Can't really see the end of them.
Yeah, they're from long
How
hole.
long were they
They're from long
drilled,
hole.
these long holes? 30 foot?
And the rest. They were 4-foot steels and they screwed together. So yes, from a long hole through the mineral, so it's dropped down. But if you look how they go, it's all choked off that way as well. And they go that way, so it's gone up into a stope up there and come down and blown it down. So it's been stoked by a long hole in it. It'll be the same in there as well. They'll have pulled back, but they'll put these on the corner here to get it out on that side.
What can you tell us about this
Just a tipping car, isn't it?
tipping card?
This has been what they used through the mine. They had some bigger ones.
They had some bigger ones, did they?
Agling cars. I mean, they were pulled by Clayton locos. But these are the things that have gone outside, and obviously they must take something to trigger them to tip. I wonder if there's like a lever mechanism somewhere outside.
It doesn't take much to tip them. Doesn't take much force.
No, but if you look, there's a handle here on the side.
But there's a handle, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But if there's weight in it,
But if it was fully loaded, obviously with
a
ore,
bit more.
it would have been quite heavy. So that's why they needed. Maybe they had a lever or a handle.
Possibly. But it certainly goes to a stop there.
Yeah, it goes to a stop. So that's the maximum. Yeah, that's the maximum tipping point. Yeah, so these long holes basically, they will reach the corner of the far left corner of the vein.
Yeah, it comes through there.
And it comes through, and here as well, the remains of some of the long holes. So as you said, Tom, it was a big fan pattern, was it?
Yeah, they're not long holes.
Are they not long holes?
No, they're not. They're not big enough. They are, but they aren't. They're just normal drills.
Those are long hole, and those are normal drills. How do you tell? Because these are much
Size.
smaller,
Smaller,
much smaller size. Yeah.
A lot smaller.
Right, and we're going to continue further this end, which is the west end of the mine, of the 40 level. See what we find.
Might have been one of the old long hole. It's certainly not the sort we used to use, but it could be one of the older ones. But it's certainly a drill steel.
Yeah, because why would it have the threading otherwise?
Well, to screw two together.
To screw two together, make it longer.
Or
to long
put
hole
one
in.
end on. It's about 4 foot. It's a 4 foot steel anyway. And a bit of an air defender there.
Certainly you needed the ear defenders down here. Do you wear them?
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't not.
You could not wear them, could you?
The noise was unbelievable.
The noise was deafening, I would imagine.
Right, we're going over here then.
Yeah.
Delay on
So
it.
here we found some death cord.
That's a number 8, so it's an 8-second delay on it.
So they had numbers.
And that one you can't see.
So number 8.
Number 8 is an 8-second delay. Also different colours as well.
8-second delayed. They were color coded and numbered basically to identify the delay on them.
That's other end of
And
it.
why did they need to delay?
Because of your shot. Because basically, if you put a pattern on, so sometimes you'd have like a square or a diamond. So you'd do a square, then a diamond cut inside there, and you'd work it in like that, or you'd put a wedge on where everything sort of, you drill the central hole or 2 central holes which are slightly bigger, so that's your bull hole, and then you drill to that, so when you blasted it, it would pull it out. So you'd have your bigger delay there and then your shorter ones there, so the shorter ones went off first and it blew it out to bring your stuff out.
It makes sense, yeah.
If it all went off together it'd be a mess, so if it's delayed
it makes the blast effective.
Makes that blast more effective, because you put a pattern on it, you see, and how you do it.
Yeah.
In fact, there's some. I'll show you. I found that in here for you.
And look, there's some of the rails here.
There is rails in here.
Yeah. So, what was on these rails? Was there locos here?
Probably. Because obviously it must have gone out. It does. It curves here. Look.
It curves around, does it?
It curves round. So yeah.
So it must have gone round the corner.
There have been cars on it. Yeah.
There would have been locos pulling the carts around.
You know, for
What are those?
these are sand tracks. You know, if you're in desert or something like that, they used to put stuff down like this to run machines or vehicles over. So I wonder, have they not used these in other parts
They
of the
have
mine?
used this. We're going to see further into the mine they use it
For the roof.
to bolt the roof,
Roof bolting, yeah.
to hold the roof.
But that's what it is. It actually, as daft as it seems, it could be from like army surplus.
Could be from the army, yeah.
Army or surplus for, you know,
from Second World War.
Second World War or something like that. That they put runways in.
Yes, because you can see where they would
Clip
clip
together.
the panels together and made like a runway, basically, for aeroplanes or for, like you say, vehicles.
Interesting.
What have we got here, Tom?
It's like a safety bar, isn't it? It looks
A
bit
grizzly.
Like, it looks a bit like a grizzly, but I don't think it is. I think that's going to lift it off. So we could take these down there.
Yeah.
Basically, that.
So this is an horseshoe,
Is
basically.
an horseshoe. Does that not come out down below? Down
Yes,
below where that
yes, we've gone past it.
Yeah, you can tell it's an horseshoe by how smooth it is as well.
And these are called grizzlies, are they?
Well, it's like a grizzly bar. A proper grizzly is like it's basically bars welded across just to stop rocks coming down. But I think that's just more of a safety bar, isn't it, to stop people falling. Because if you look, it lifts off.
Yeah.
It'll come off that way so they can tip the cars. It's only on a hook, isn't it, at the end of the day.
Would this not stop basically bigger rocks
No,
from?
I doubt it.
I doubt you
You
doubt
wouldn't be
it.
able to tip it anyway.
No. So this was more for people's safety, really.
Yeah, more than, you know, stop people falling down.
Yeah. Look at all the oil that's sat there. Looks like olive oil.
Well, they used to use like a water-based oil. Yellow. It was obviously to stop the pollution and God knows what else in the, you know, the mine, but whether that's it, I don't think that's it. That's just like our mineral oil, isn't it, that? So God knows. But if you look, there's a number 3 deck cord in there.
Oh yeah, some dead cords there. Number 3.
So number 1, which is a 1 second delay.
1 second delay. That didn't give much time to
No,
run, did
there
it?
were zeros as well. There were zeros as well. You certainly didn't run, let's put it that way. You can see the legging it down wide. Interesting. Which way are we going? We're that way.
Yeah.